This is the Monday night live stream, aka Hangout stream, but also known as the Chill stream, baby. With yours truly, the man, broadcasting from behind the curtain. You know who I am. Because if you don't know by now, you can visit www.livefreeliverich.com, or you can simply Google my name and you can find out. Now, for those of you who know, welcome to the show. But for those of you who don't, let me break it down real quick, real fast for you. See, as far as I'm concerned, this is your show. And me, I'm your Huckleberry. What do I mean by that? Well, the way this live stream event works, I show up here every Monday, now starting at our new primetime hour of 9 p.m. I boot up the live stream, and you guys supply me with things to talk about. Now, what are those things, you may ask? Well, there are several things that you may supply me with to talk about during the live stream, and that's 4 ways for you to contribute to this show and turn it into a show. And that is, those things are creative, anything that is in the creative sphere that you would like to raise awareness for. So this is for essentially a live stream for authors and artists alike and content creators to raise awareness for books that you may have out on the market. If you have projects or event announcements, I'm going to get into that a little bit more detail later on in the stream. If you have a blog or a website that you would like to raise awareness for, so like tonight, I'm going to be reading some. I have some things that I'm going to be reading from some people. So, and then last but not least, if you have a video. Now, I don't have any videos that I'm watching on this stream, so I'll go ahead and I'll give you some examples of some videos that you could message me and just give me the link. If it's on YouTube, then I can just look it up on the stream, or I can just look it up on YouTube and I can plug your YouTube channel that way. But some examples would be like if you do a tag video, if you're in the Booktube, Authortube realm, and actually, I think I'm going to be making some more content here, like some regular like video content on my end, as far as and I'm gonna make a new tag video so I can kind of see if I can get the ball rolling here. Because one thing that I've been noticing lately, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but in like the Booktube realm of YouTube, people have been really lackadaisious on their tag videos. Like, have you guys forgotten what the purpose of tag videos are? Like, it's like, I understand, like in the tag video, it's easy content to make, and you're sharing some of your own personality. But also, like, one of the biggest points of making a tag video is to actually tag other YouTubers. And that's how you reach out to people that you probably haven't interacted with before. And, just to kind of say, hi, how you doing? Just acknowledging that you see them, or acknowledging their existence on YouTube, and just, and that's how we engage, increase the engagement in the community, because that's really, for me, like, that's why I'm doing all this, is I want to engage with more people on YouTube. So that's one thing that I noticed with tag videos, is like, people haven't been tagging people. They'll do a tag video and then they cop out at the end and they say, well, if you're watching this video, and I'm not calling names, and I'm not trying to crap on anybody in particular. I'm just saying this generally, that that's what they'll do, is just, if you watch this video, and plenty of people have done it. So it's not one person in particular, but it's just, if you watch the video, then consider yourself tagged or this or that. And that's not what the tag videos are about. Like, you make the tag video, and yes, when you do a tag video, you reference back who was the original creator of the tag. So that person gets mentioned in the video. But then the point is to keep this little daisy chain going, and you tag other users. So whoever the original creator is, yes, they get tagged every time a specific tag gets done, but that's a way to kind of get you involved, and you say, okay, well, maybe I want to make my own tag. And then you come up with your own creative idea and create your own tag and try to get people involved. So if you created a tag, wouldn't you want your video to get shared a bunch of times? Like, if you're like, every time or not your video, but your tag. So like, your tag gets mentioned every time that your tag is done by another person on YouTube, your channel gets mentioned every single time that happens. And you want those people that do the tag to mention other people, so it kind of encourages them to kind of keep it going. And I just think that that's, not only a good way to kind of build an awareness for your own channel, but also to get engaged in the community. And then people who probably didn't know you before hear about your channel through the grapevine. And I think it's just a really great idea in that way. And then everybody who does it, like, they're adding a little bit of their own flavor and their own personality when they make the video. So that's just something that I noticed. Maybe I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and I think I'm going to start getting involved here. No one's tagged me, and I told you, if you tag me in the video, I'll take it a step further, and I'll do the tag. I'll watch your video on the live stream, and I'll try to do the tag live on the stream. That's what I'll try to do, to the best of my ability. But I think what I'm going to do to kind of get this ball rolling, I'm going to toss my hat in the ring, and I'm going to make my own tag video and I'm going to call out some names. And then if you can decide to do it, or you can check it out. No one's putting a gun to your head. But if you do it, well, I'm going to expect you to tag other people. So here's the thing. So that's one example. Back to the live stream. So we got for videos, so tag videos, and then also comedy. If you're a comedian, you do stand-up routines, skits, bits, or sketches, then I'll watch one of those on the live stream. I think that'd be fun. You can kind of get my initial reaction. I won't watch the video ahead of time. I'll just let me know that it's comedy, or I'll look it up, and if it's clear that it's a comedy type video, then I'll just save it for the live stream, and you'll see my genuine reaction. Another idea is like video essays. So if you do like speeches that are philosophical, metaphysical, spiritual in nature, and it's just kind of like a thought exercise to kind of spark some imagination and provoke some thought, I'm willing to check that out and see if I can't garner some insights, if you will, as far as that goes. What else? As far as videos, if you do storytelling as well, it doesn't even necessarily have to have a visual aspect to it. Like if it's like a podcast, even if it's like a podcast style of storytelling, like an episode, like you want to say, for instance, you want to introduce people that may watch this live stream to an episode, a pilot episode, or the first episode of like a podcast series of storytelling that you do. I'll watch, I'll do something like that, and we can feature that during the live stream, and I can kind of just give you my first impressions, if you will. So that out of the way, let's jump right into it. We're 10 minutes in. And let's get into some books. We got some books to talk about tonight. These banners are handy for me. So this first one comes from a user by the name of, I don't know if how his last name is pronounced exactly. It looks like Pretty, but it could be Pretty. We'll call him Mr. Pretty. Mr. Andre Pretty. And his book, Sorry About Tommy. Let's pull up the video request here. All right, his request was from Twitter, and he says, if you like to scare yourself shamelessly, then do I ever have the book for you. Release this coming week. So I actually looked it up on Amazon, so I'll get the blurb on Amazon. I'll get the blurb on the back of the book, and then I'll read the blurb or synopsis that he has on Amazon. So this book is out now, and I'm going to be leaving the link in the description once the stream is done. It says, get ready for a psychotic thrill ride. Let's pull it up. All right. Let me get that off there. So here's the cover. Here's the blurb on the back says, mirror, mirror on the grave. Why is it James that you refuse to save? Twinkling lights and falling stars whisper lies to children behind bars. If you find yourself amongst the static, ever closer to the void, remember, remember, the jester will fester in your dreams, eternally toyed. With all my truth, love, James. See you soon. I'm sorry about Tommy. That blurb doesn't really reveal too much. Doesn't really reveal anything at all. And see, and that's what I'm talking about. The blurb doesn't have to. I don't know. Maybe this is a hot take, but my opinion is that the blurb really doesn't have to reveal much of anything about the story. I mean, now you go on to Amazon and you have a product description. Oops. I'll put the all right. Now, Amazon, we can read the product description on Amazon. And that's a different story. No irony there. All right. I'm Sorry About Tommy by Mr. It even says Mr. on Amazon. Mr. Andre Cole Pretty. A thrilling mystery from the mind of a truly psychotic character. I'm Sorry About Tommy is a novel you won't want to miss out on. this. Enthralling doesn't even begin to describe this chaotic timepiece. Timepiece? I implore you to jump in with both feet. The water isn't too cold. And whatever is waiting for you only wants a taste. So, what have you got to lose? If you can handle it, that is. See you soon. See you again. Does not say much. Does it entice you to read it? I don't know. You guys let me know. This is the part of the show where, you get involved. You tell me what you think. Was that enough? Was that enough to sell you on the book? Sorry about Tommy. All right. Moving right along, we got the next one. This one, of all places. Let me pull up the video because this even surprised me. Of all places, this one, this book or author request came from Facebook, of all places. I know, right? I thought Facebook for sure. Facebook, I don't know what it is. Like ever since they merged as like the Meta and became the Meta company, and even I noticed even before then, like with my Facebook business page, they just like Facebook has become so convoluted. They have like especially now, like now there's like a Meta workspace page that like integrates everything, your Instagram, your Facebook, your business pages, your personal pages. And it's so convoluted that like Facebook is like almost unusable at this point. Now I use Facebook. Usually I go on there and I engage in as far as my business page goes, I just keep it updated with whatever is going on, whatever I have going on, and I really don't expect much out of it in terms of engagement. But I mostly, when I sign on Facebook, I'm checking in because I'm a member of various groups. So there's still that about Facebook, that there's all these different groups, and I'm in a bunch of different writers groups. But the thing about Facebook is, especially with the groups, a lot of people, they go on there and there's not a lot of engagement. So with Facebook, I never really expect much. It's like I've just almost like up until this point, I had almost written Facebook off as basically just a barren wasteland that's just full of dead wood, or it's just people like coming and going, like they're just stopping in, post their stuff, and then they leave type of deal. Like I don't think people are like as active on Facebook as they used to be. And then we get a request, and I'm like, ooh, look, we have a pulse. There's signs of life on Facebook yet. This is from Vernita Lanes. Vernita writes, Josie's story, from rescue to service dog, fostering Marcel, the bond between human and animal. It's a 2019 Next Generation Indie Book Award finalist. Co-authors Vernita Lanes and Josie, her dog. Josie passed away 2021. Sorry to hear that. Books published, and the books are published by the Maine Authors Publishing in Thomaston, Maine. Never actually been to that town, but this is a fellow Mainer. So that's exciting for me. Shout out a fellow Mainer. So let's see. Let's check it out. We're going to be reading a blurb. This is for the book that she co-authored with her pet, Josie's Story, From Rescue to Service Dog by Josie and Vernita Lanes. There we go. All right, this one's a little bit longer, so it's kind of like this blur's a little bit longer and so it has some extra information on there. So we'll go through the whole thing. We'll give it a proper mention here. From rescue to service dog. A few years ago, I was a young pup, very cute and sweet and full of lots of energy. Life in my eyes was fun, fun, fun. The original family who bought me and brought me home soon learned that puppies are a lot of work. Bewildered, they gave me no direction or real training other than frustration. Eventually, they surrendered me to a rescue group. After that, my life changed. Unfortunately, many puppies and dogs, as well as other animals, find themselves in similar situations. There are many, many reasons that we end up abandoned, lost, or abused. Approximately 6.5 million of us end up in shelters or rescue groups. The lucky ones get good homes. I am one of those. I write to reach the many, many families who are thinking of adopting or have brought one of us home. I use my life story to inspire and provide understanding for families in the importance of human leadership, trust, bonding, training, and direction, as well as love that we all crave and need. Don't hesitate to seek help and training for both of us, human and dog. There are so many resources available. Don't let us down. Learn to speak dog and be a good leader. We will become the best of friends and a devoted companion. My book is a fun easy read for the whole family and for all who love dogs. Mom says that it is for ages 5 to 105 and everyone in between. In my book, I say, quote, I write my story to remind dog families that although we are sweet and adorable, and I am sweet and adorable, we are not toys or humans. We are dogs. We require training. Actually, I actually really like that sentiment quite a bit. We require training, and even though I did not want it at first and even fought against it, I have learned the importance of receiving and following direction and leadership. I am a much better dog for it. Mom and Uncle Bob are proud of me, and I, in turn, enjoy pleasing them. Mom, Vernita Lanes, has 3 chapters at the end of my book. She talks about the difference between a therapy dog and a service dog. She also shares important information about consistency and responsible dog parenting, so any family can have a dog as sweet and well-mannered as me. He's a humble little fella, isn't he? So some extra here. So I think there's a little. Oh no, it's still going. Hold on. A portion of the proceeds is donated to shelters, rescue groups, and dogs in need. If you have a shelter or rescue group in your community that is willing to sell books, ask them to order my book from the publisher to carry on their shelves to help educate new pet owners about the importance of training, consistency, exercise, and responsible dog parenting. That's intelligent marketing. But I think it's much more than that, obviously. My vet, Mark Hanks, DVM, Kindred Spirits Veterinary Clinic from Orrington, Maine, writes in his endorsement of my book, quote, Josie's story is a wonderful first-person account of what it is like to be a support dog. a natural therapy dog from the very beginning, Josie explores that special connection between humans and pets from a unique perspective. After nearly 30 years as a veterinarian, I can recommend anyone considering bringing a dog into their life read this captivating book. That's quite an endorsement. My service dog trainer, Dr. Jessica that Treworgy, butchered that. Treworgy, retired DVM, DVSC, PhD in dog psychology, PhD in dog psychology. It's interesting. President, Ambassador, Assistant at Canines International, writes in her endorsement, Josie's story reminds me of my now gone sweet Saint Bernard. I am so proud of Josie finding her words and for being so willing to understand human when it really counts. Her story is particularly sweet because she serves to remind us all that much more lies beneath the cover. Fur. That is Josie's story. That's cute. Cute and wholesome. Okay. And wouldn't you know, we have more shout outs to do from the Facebook. Is it called the Facebook? This next one comes from Reed Logan Westgate. Reed Logan Westgate writes, he has two titles here. We'll be doing, it's part of a series. We'll do the blurb off the first one and see if we can't interest you guys in the series. But if you've already familiar, he has a second book in the series. So the first one, The Infernal Games. And then he has the second book in the series, The Dirge of the Dead. And he says, appreciate any support for us small indie authors just trying to find a niche. And he says, I write dark urban fantasy for you guys interested to know. So let's check it out. Dark urban fantasy, huh? This one's The Infernal Games by Reed Logan Westgate. The world you know is a lie. It's not that you have been duped. Rather, you are simply asleep. You didn't ask for it. The forces of heaven and hell have kept you in a slumbering stupor. All around you, the awakened exist. Those individuals who know magic is real. And then there's this name in here. I want to say Zelina. It's like Lena. This is the second Lena. We had a Lena last week, didn't we? But this Lena has an X in front of her name. So is it like, I think it's pronounced like a Z. It's not Exlena. That doesn't sound right because there's no EX. It's just XLINA. So I'm pretty sure it'd be pronounced like Xena, warrior princess. This would be Zelina. Zelina's move to Portland, Maine was supposed to be the start of a new life, a second chance. Well, there's her first mistake. Portland, Maine. One that didn't involve her magic. Okay, let me start that over again. Zelina's move to Portland, Maine was supposed to be the start of a new life, a second chance. One that didn't involve her magical, duty-obsessed druid father or her own legacy as a descendant of the Baku, an ancient creature that consumes nightmares. But when her court-assigned social worker turns out to be a demon, no surprise there, Zelina finds herself drawn into a deadly game of survival, with the stakes being her immortal soul. If she can survive the infernal game, maybe she can redeem her enslaved soul. But survival means allying with the enigmatic necromancer, Oxivius, who urges her to embrace her power instead of running from it. Steeped in the dark arts, Oxivius represents everything she has ever been told about evil. Will he be the key to her salvation or the road to eternal damnation? What would you do to save your soul? And that is The Infernal Games, Book 1 of the Baku Trilogy by Reed Logan Westgate. Looks like, oh, he has all 3 books. I thought only the first 2 were available. He listed the first 2, but he actually has all 3 books are available. So we have the second book of the series, Dirge of the Dead, and then the final book of the trilogy entitled Beyond the Mist, Dark Messiah. So this is a dark urban fantasy trilogy. All right, guys, I got one more book to do here, and then we're going to and then we'll get into the next segment. Let's get with the program here. We got this next one comes from Tom Fallon on Facebook. Tom Fallon writes, in a world encouraging innovation, Tom Fallon presents his many literary experiments inspired by the great 20th century art revolution in Creation Now with Words. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom, for contributing to the show. Creation Now with Words. Let's check it out. Creation Now with Words by Tom Fallon. In a world encouraging innovation, Tom Fallon presents literature as it grew from the great art revolution of the early 20th century with a primer of his experiments and innovations with literary form in Creation Now with Words. Fallon presents his many experiments with literary form as he was affected by the art revolution, modern jazz, experimental classical music, off Broadway theater in New York City, and modern American writers such as Marianne Moore, William Carlos Williams, Ezra Pound, Charles Olson, Dick Higgins, Byrne Porter, and others, with quotations from Paul Cezanne, Paul Klee, Wasily Kandinsky, and other visual artists of the art revolution. Creation Now with Words encourages the freedom of the creative individual to explore and innovate with literary form as their individuality demands. The book ends with references for exploration. So what I'm gathering from this, I think is this like almost like a hold on. Oh no. Well, obviously it's like a nonfiction piece, but not so much. I think it's like a mixture of, just what I'm gathering is kind of like a mixture of historical, like a historical piece, kind of like a retro, like a 20th century art movement retrospect slash memoir slash I don't know, almost like instructional, or not instructional, but damn, what is that word? Well, let me read the forward here. Creation Now with Words is it's right, that word is right on the tip of my tongue too. Damn it. I can't. That's going to bother me. Anyways, Creation Now with Words is a primer for encouraging independent thought and research relative to literary word form based on the creative revolution in the arts, which took place during the early 20th century. And then it just has some quotes. And then here's one from Tom Fallon himself at the end. He says, I encourage a writer to create, experiment, and invent, to fail and succeed with literary word form, to embrace the freedom which exists in each person's unique created individuality. Yes, there are other serious considerations for a writer, such as integrity of language, communication, life truth, which I will not relate here. These must not be forgotten. So that is Creation Now with Words by Tom Fallon. All right. So that's it for books for tonight. So if you guys think I did those books some justice, then I encourage you to, this is how we can interact. Now, here's the thing. With the indie scene, this is how we learn about what is out there. There are many ways of discovering new artists in the indie scene, and what I like most of all about the indie scene is the fact that it is very much community based, because we're not dealing with mainstream here. This isn't Hollywood. Hollywood has, has millions upon millions of dollars to throw into marketing campaigns. Indie requires a community of people to bring these projects to light, and it's very difficult for one person to carry the marketing load on their own shoulders. Ask any independent artist, and I'm sure that they'll concur with what I just said. And this is how we do it. And this is how we raise awareness. And now, although I do read, I've been reading nothing but indie books, but the thing about it is I'm just not a fast reader. I'm not reading 10, 20 books in a month. In fact, I've been in a little bit of a slump lately, but that's neither here nor there, because it's not about me, it's about the artist. And this is how, another way that I can kind of give other artists and my peers access to more eyeballs, if you will. So if you have a book on the market, I encourage you, just go ahead, get in touch with me, whether you leave a comment, tune into the live stream, and I can add you to the queue. That's all I need is the title of the book and the pen name of the author, and I'll give your book a shout out on the live stream. You tune in on, and as a bonus, if you can tune in on the live stream, I can even give you a heads up too. Like if you want to know like where your book is on the queue, it's not long. My queue is not long at all right now. So you'll probably, if you were to suggest a book, then I would probably be covering your book probably within the next couple live streams. I'd be covering your book. So there's that. But don't let that stop you. Just go ahead and get in contact with me, whether through my social media. Whenever I post, just leave a comment. That's all I ask, is that you guys engage. The reason why I want you to engage is because, one, I get your permission. That acts as me getting your permission to put your content on my live stream. That, to me, it may not be absolutely necessary in a legal sense, but I want that. I want your permission to share your content on the live stream. That's number one. Number two, that's for me. That's not for you. That's more for me to feel comfortable sharing your content on the live stream and saying whatever it is that I got to say, whether it be my opinions or whatever, because I feel like if I don't have your permission ahead of time, then, I would feel awkward, sharing my opinions or something like that for content that somebody didn't even know that I was going to be, covering. It's not the same as, for instance, when I do my indie breakdowns. My indie breakdowns is me taking my own money, and I purchase books from the indie market. So I'm supporting other independent artists out there, and I spend my own money on their work, and then that entitles me to write editorial pieces when I do my reviews on their work. But like I say, I just don't, I'm not reading a ton of books every single month. So my TBR list is growing much faster than I can get through it. And this is a way for me to get bring more books out into the light, if you will. or do my part and give back to the independent scene in that way. So another way, now we're going to get into projects. We got a project update. If you guys tuned in last week, we had a project. It was called Black Rhapsody, and that was I was coining the enigma because there was no artist name, there was no author name or anything like that. But now we're going to get some closure this week. We have an update on the Black Rhapsody project. It was a comic book. I don't think it's a manga. Maybe you guys know more about it. I'm not really a comic book guy. I really don't know shit when it comes to comic books, to be 100% honest with you. But the art on it kind of reminded me of like anime style type art. And that right there is the Twitter handle for the company that is presenting this project. And now we have an update. We have an actual page. It was on an Indiegogo page. And the page originally last week had very little information. It basically just had an author sign up. I mean, not an author sign up. It just had a get on an email list. Excuse me. It was just a sign up to get on the email list. So now we actually have the Indiegogo page is now launched. Now, mind you, that was last Monday. Okay. So it's only been 7 days. And I don't even think they didn't even launch it on Monday because the page would have been up. I think they launched it on Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's only been 3 days and counting that this project has been up. I believe 3 days. I think they launched it on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me get my screen here. There we go. All right, so Black Rhapsody Part 1. Oh, you know what? Before I even do that, let me get my shout out. So Magic Gal Media with the Black Rhapsody says on Twitter, writes, Black Rhapsody is a horror comic about a group of magical singers fighting against an evil goddess turned pop star. If you like dark stories about female goth singers saving the world through the power of rock, back the campaign today. And then there's a link. I'll be leaving all the links in the description of this stream. Don't you worry about that. So let's get back to it. All right. Black Rhapsody Part 1. And look at this. It's only been 4 days. They have, I'll give you the skinny real quick. They have 108 backers, and they've raised $4,555 out of a fixed goal of $5,000. Now, I don't know I don't know what fixed goal means. They no more than, they don't do any more than 5,000. So I don't know. They're 91% on their goal right now. So you got 28 days left, or until they hit their $5,000, I believe is how that works, to get involved on this project. And let's go through what this project is all about, what it entails. So Black Rhapsody Part 1, musical magical girls battle a Lovecraftian pop star and her evil cult for the fate of the world. So we got different perks here, $50 perk. We got different things. I see some naughty photos. We're gonna get into some naughty photos. We got all-in-one plus acrylic. So the different things that you get, like a digital PDF, you got the book with 2 prints plus a poster, and sold out. Oh, this was for 2 lucky people. Got the perk of getting drawn in to the comic. So that was 2 of 2. Snooze you lose, I guess. All right, here's the story. Black Rhapsody Part 1 is a black and white, manga-sized, 35 plus page comic book. I like how they give you all the what's the features right there, right up front. Now we got a name, people. Sanchez Apple. Are those just the last names? I think those are just the last names. So it's a duo here as far as the artists go. So we have Sanchez and we have Apple. Black Rhapsody. Here we go. Credit. See, credit to Jan Apple for the artwork. So here's the credits. Written and created by S. Sanchez. Art and letters by Jan Apple. Edited by Piper Steed and DB Fassbinder. Pinups by Alfonso. Print by Ruben Ngai. The music industry can be so cutthroat. A religious worship falls out of favor among the younger generations. As religious worship falls out of favor among the younger generations, a new form of reverence takes its place. Many young people now turn to pop stars and musicians for guidance and inspiration. Some even dream of pursuing fame themselves. Alethea is one of them. Alethea. What started out as an opportunity to showcase her, quote, talents to a major record label turns into a living nightmare for Alethea. Gifted with a mysterious power from a goddess of old, Alethea must find others like her in order to stop an ancient evil from conquering the world and the music charts. Please, yes, conquer the music charts and get all the that would be funny if like one part of this series was like, we gotta like destroy all the shitty music stars of the pop world. It's like, just destroy them, like they're all the demons. Here are the characters. Alethea, Mahalia. I'm winging these names. I'm just chucking these names out there. She is the protagonist of Black Rhapsody. Alethea is a rebellious teen with a heart of gold. Now, here's the thing. It's a teen, but this is an adult comic. As far as I know, this is an adult comic. So there's that. I don't know what the deal is with all of that. Why's it got to be a teen? See, with the YA thing, but like YA for comics. But it's maybe she's 18 or 19. We'll just go with that. The protagonist of Black Rhapsody, Alethea, is a rebellious teen with a heart of gold, a girl whose mouth is quicker than her hands. Alethea dreams of singing side by side with her favorite bands, but those dreams are dashed when her audition goes wrong. Now, Alethea is about to learn the age-old lesson of why you should never anger a god. And then there's Dolce Bella. Dolce Bella. See, feminine, but at the same time, this angle right here in the face looks a little bit androgynous to me. It's like a dude with long hair and feminine features. Maybe it's the low sloping forehead with the forehead dimple. Anyways, Dolce Bella, the major antagonist of Black Rhapsody. Dolce Bella is an ancient eldritch goddess turned pop star. She is the country's #1 pop sensation and wants to keep it that way. Dolce Bella's pride is matched only by her dark power. Like most deities, she is quick to anger and seldom forgives, as our heroine, Alethea, is about to find out. So we have a protagonist and an antagonist, and then we got the features of the book. Here are some sample pages of the artwork. As you can see, some quality illustrations here, some high quality illustrations, black and white illustrations. And we got some newer ones here that weren't featured on the last one. All right, let's check out. These are the perks. An acrylic standee. The acrylic standee will feature full body artwork of series protagonist Alethea Mahalia on one side, and her magical girl persona Hecate on the other. So there's a variant cover. So a secret. Okay, so it does go past 5,000. I see here. A variant cover. A secret variant cover done by a guest artist will unlock. Well, that's fun. So it has to unlock. If you guys want to get in on this, support this project, perhaps they can hit 6,500 within the next 28 days. They're already almost at $5,000. So yeah, 28 days, hit 6,500. Unlock this secret variant cover by a guest artist. There's a poster. Love the cover of the book? Get an 18 by 24 poster of the Virgin cover at featuring Alethea Mahalia and her magical girl persona Hecate. An Alethea print will unlock at 9,500. She's flipping you off. This will automatically be included in the all-in-one perk. That was the $50 perk, I believe. You can get this print of her flipping you off in like a quasi, I don't know, this is like a 3D paint version. And then we got pinup prints. Pinup prints. This is the moment you boys been waiting for. Look out. Get sexy. Hey now. 8x10 pinup prints featuring Nebula Tune Records talent coordinator Daphne Campbell. So this is the side character. You get the SFW version. There you go. She thick. She's got them birthing hips. Then you get the lingerie version. Uh-oh, we're getting spicy tonight. Good thing I pushed the live stream to the prime time slot. Pun not intended. Uh-oh. There you go, boys. There's your waifu. There's your anime. Your hentai. Then you got the NSFW version. Uh-oh. This version will unlock at 6,500 along with the secret variant cover and will automatically be included in the all-in-one perk. I don't even know if I should show it. Should I show it on the live? I'm just kidding. I've already seen it. Ooga! Or should I say, Mooga? All right. So let's wrap it up. We got stretch goals. Compose yourselves, gentlemen. Here are the stretch goals. 6,500. We got the secret variant cover plus the not safe for work pinup print. Then $8,000 will be the comic. This is a special announcement. Did not know this. Surprise announcement, ladies and gentlemen. At $8,000, the comic will be fully colored plus shipping. Will be available as an add-on and a tier. So at $8,000, they will introduce a brand new tier, I suppose, is what they're saying here. And then the 9,500 will the Alethea print. 9,500? I thought it was. And that's it. It's a fun little project. And that's, you see that, and that's just it right there. Look at that. It was like 3 days, 4 days. An indie project funded just like that. No, you don't need any boardroom meetings. You don't need to step into the Shark Tank, so to speak, or anything like that. You just boom, put it out there, and you got to find people and then live streams like this, where you get you put your project out there. You reach out to people like me, and we can announce your projects on the live streams. And we're here. It takes a community, people. You're not the thing. You want to make it. You know, in the indie sphere, it takes a community. It's not, you know, you don't have the backing of Hollywood. It's going to require people to engage with one another, interact with each other, and help each other out in ways that you know, step outside of your comfort zone. Like this, for me, like this is, believe it or not, is outside of my comfort zone quite a bit, especially doing these live streams solo like this. But hey, I'm willing to do it for you guys. And if it means I can, you know, get some extra engagement on my channel, I appreciate that. And it's a way for me to just my own way of also giving back to the independent scene, which I very much enjoy being a part of. So I had some extra housekeeping. Let me get that banner off now. So what I want to say about this is, so for projects, I had some extra ideas. So it's not just, if you guys have, believe me, if you have a Kickstarter or if you have an Indiegogo, feel free, get in contact with me. Engage on one of my social media posts and just share the link with me, or comment down below on this live stream, or just tune in to the live stream and let me know, and I can add you to the queue. And with projects, it's going to be much easier because projects, aside from like Kickstarters and the Indiegogo's, which would require a little bit more in-depth coverage. Otherwise, it would just be an announcement, which is also what I wanted to say here, is that this segment of the show isn't just going to be relegated to Kickstarters and Indiegogos for artists and authors, but also I want to get you people out there in the Booktube as well involved. So in other words, I know that some of you people in the Booktube realm of YouTube, you may not be authors, but you do have projects, or you do have like announcements and special events that you guys host from your channels, from your Discords. So what I'm saying here is, if you want me to share an announcement so I can link, maybe get new people, other readers out there that might be interested, because I don't do them myself, but I know some people do read-alongs and they do readathons. So two different types of events, but they both just revolve around reading. So if you do a readathon, if you host a readathon or you host a read-along, then just get in contact with me. Like, just leave a comment and just say, I'm sure you have a video. Even better would be like if you had like a short video that just introduce whether it be the read along or the readathon. Then what I can do to make it even easier is I can just share your video on the live stream, and then people can become aware of your read-alongs and your readathons that way. And I can also link your channel and see if we can't get more people involved. And that would be a way of doing that. That's what I wanted to say about projects. So it's not just projects, but also any kind of announcements. So I'm on an hour now. I had two pieces that I was going to read. I'll do at least one. Actually, I had three lined up for tonight, but I'll read one piece, maybe two. See where we go from there. I see someone's tuned in. If you want to say hi in the chat, let me know you stopped by. I appreciate that. So this comes from Catherine Academia .medium.com. I believe this one is a story, or first chapter of a story. Yes, this is chapter 1 of The Mystery of the Blue Book. All right. All right. Chapter 1 of The Mystery of the Blue Book. So I guess it starts with a little excerpt here. I self-published The Mystery of the Blue Book in April of 2014. I can't believe it has been 8 years. I'm releasing chapter 1 today as a sneak preview to Fiction Friday. I plan to publish one chapter from this book on Medium, which I guess is like a third-party website. Maybe it's like Wattpad or something like that. Every Friday. I have another unpublished work after this one is done. This is by Catherine. I'll be linking her. Oh, actually, before I even do that, We'll have to get the shout out. Almost forgot. Yeah, so that's her on Twitter right there at cat_academia. And then she had linked. All right, let's get to it. I woke up and checked the time. It was 8:20 a.m., and my first class starts in 10 minutes. I was going to be late. My heart pounded rapidly, and I was hyperventilating. I had absentmindedly forgotten that I was still in my pajamas and did not change out of them. I simply, let me see what we, okay. I had absentmindedly forgot that I was still in my pajamas and I did not change out of them. I simply grabbed my backpack and ran down the stairs. My backpack felt extremely light today. Once I reached the bottom of the stairs, I opened my backpack and there were no books. That was strange. Then I realized today was June 20th, the first day of summer vacation. My heart rate slowed down and I was able to breathe normally again. I walked up the stairs and back to my room, where I dropped my backpack on the floor. Now that I don't have to go to school, what should I do? I examined my bedroom. I was busy studying for finals all last week and this week that I had no time to clean up. There were papers, highlighters, pens, color pencils, and pencils everywhere. I spent the morning cleaning up my bedroom. I gathered all my writing utensils and placed them back into their original containers and places. I then gathered all my papers together. Where to put those papers? I looked around the room and spotted a box at the corner of the room. The box and its contents have been sitting there for the past 10 years collecting dust. I approached the box and noticed that the box's contents were covered with strands of web. Something crept out from inside the box. In response to the sudden movement, I quickly took a few steps backwards. Losing my footing, I fell backwards and landed on my butt. Mom was next door and heard me fall. In response, she said, "Emily, is everything okay?" Looking back at the box, I noticed that something was just a small black spider. "Yes, Mom, it was just a spider," I said. Even though all that I saw was just a small black spider coming out of the box, I did not know what else could be hidden in the box. I was not going to come close or touch this box without protection. I went to the bathroom and got a surgical mask and a pair of latex gloves to put on before returning back to the spot where the box was. Taking a peek inside the box, I took the first thing that was on the top out of the box with my left hand and brushed the dust and the threads of web off with my right hand. It was a blue book. The book was 1 inch thick and the pages were yellow. There wasn't anything written in front or back of the book. What could have possibly been written in here? I opened the book to the first page. Here we go. I know this is a cliffhanger. Please comment below and let me know what you think will happen next. What will happen next? If you are on Twitter and want to follow me, you can follow her at Cat Academia. I think I should. Is there a link to the next chapter? Maybe I should go on to the next chapter. I didn't do it any justice. Can we get the next one? Let me see if I can get the next one. That was weak. I wanted to see what was going on there. Nothing happened. She found a blue book. Maybe it's a diary. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just a blank book that she never even used before. Could be. Where's the link? There's no link to the next chapter. It's just that's it. Maybe you need a membership for the next one. Well, that's it. Well, that was lackluster. I don't want to leave on that note. I'll do one more reading. That wasn't a very good cliffhanger, I have to say. The writing was very descriptive. All right, so this one, actually, I'm probably going to save this one for, I'm going to save this one for next week because I got some things to say about this. Go into a little bit more detail. I'll skip that one for now, and we'll go in and I'll read that one next week. We'll do this one. All right, so this is going to be kind of a thought exercise type piece. This one comes from a user on Twitter by the name of Bullet Bounces. Twitter handle, Bullet Bounces, at Bullet Bounces. And this one's entitled The Universal Puzzle. Let me get a better version on the screen there. There's his Twitter handle. All right. How's this look? There, that actually makes it look bigger. Okay, so this is a quote. Twitter handle Bullet Bounces. It's a quote, and it goes by the pen name Boo Boo. The Universal Puzzle. Now hold on. Let me pull him up here because I think he references something. I want to get it right here. It's a philosophical piece. All right. So he has something that he calls universal unification, or UU. And that's his magnum opus, self-proclaimed magnum opus. And this is called the Universal Puzzle. We humans must not only aim to reach the highest level of technological marvels, but we, regardless of our backgrounds and beliefs, must also aim to reach the highest form of happiness for all humans. The universal, which he coins the universal unification, and for all beings in the entirety, not just the planet, but the cosmos and beyond. Universal unification. So right off the bat, we're starting off with an ought here. We ought to do this. This is something that we ought to do, regardless of your personal beliefs or anything like that. This is what we all ought to be doing. We, although independent individuals, are connected social beings with increasing dependencies, as each one of us forming a part of the whole made up of all humans. Humanity? Is this like a collectivism thing? Sounds kind of like a collectivism thing to me. We, although species on Earth, are intelligent space beings. What? Hold on. We, although species on Earth, are intelligent space beings with raising consciousness as a unit of all humans, unity, forming a part of the whole made up of all living creations in the cosmos and beyond. Who's this? Who's the cosmos guy? Who's the cosmos guy? I don't know. One of those scientists talk about the cosmos. We with our collective, there's the word, bing, 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 we have a winner. We, with our collective human intelligence as a whole, singularity, collectivism, Borg unit, must totally unite, kumbaya, with other not only humans, but now non-human intelligent beings of the cosmos and beyond, to become one single unit with them by combining all our forces. What if they stink, though? To fit all the jigsaw pieces together, to be able to see the ultimate picture, to be able to solve the universal puzzle with our powers combined, to be able to get as far as the place called the Prime. It's like the ramblings of a madman here. The Prime, the ultimate, the one. We must be the one, the ultimate. We must reach the ultimate consciousness. You don't understand. Believe in the ideals. This is what we ought to do. Getting the cult vibes, man. Not gonna lie. The ultimate puzzle. You want to check out some more of Bullet Bounce's ramblings? Maybe spark some imagination, some creativity. Maybe he inspires you to venture into the unknown, go down the rabbit hole, the furthest depths of the void, or into the cosmos, for this matter, and beyond. Well, that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be here the new time next Monday, prime time. That's what I was going to say. So that was readings. If you want me to read an essay, an article, a piece of flash fiction, a piece of poetry that you've written, just give me the link, just like anything else. Just give me the link to your blog, and I'll add it to the queue, and I will read your piece on the live stream, and link your blog or your Twitter and all that down in the description below, and raise some awareness for your work. And then this would be the last segment here, but I don't have any videos for tonight, so we're going to call it a night. And I will see you guys next Monday at 9 o'clock. Cheers.